Hi, this is Jack with another Pitbull Bible Online APBT database tutorial. This one is directed at administrators. We as administrators can see things others cannot see, and we can do things others cannot do, mostly cleaning up other people's mess ups, shall we say. This specific tutorial is going to deal with the delete function. Typically, you do not want to delete data because it puts holes in data tables, and typically holes are filled with something else, and it can sometimes clog up and mess up a database. So we've tried to create an architecture where deleting is only controlled by administrators. Moderators can't do it, definitely regular members can't do it, etc. Okay, so let's go to the Pedigrees tab where the whole functionality of this database, all of these statistics features rely on accurate data. If you have 3 or 4 of the same dog, one dog gets credit for this and that champion, another gets credit for that and that champion. It's impossible to properly rank a fragmented dog in here. The whole dog deserves all the credit. Same thing with breeders. Some idiot will put in M Carver for Maurice Carver. One will put Maurice C. Carver, Mo Carver, blah blah, and there's probably 50 Maurice Carvers here. But let's just stick to the Bulldogs for now. Okay, so I want to search for I just hit add dog. I didn't want to do that. I want to search for, let's say, a common fuck up here is going to be Boyles, B-O-Y-L-E. Now, his name really should be Boyles with an apostrophe, but there's a lot of idiots that put Boyles like that, so there's going to be a lot of duplicate dogs. So let's just do the part that everybody seems to be able to get right, B-O-Y-L-E, and we will hit submit. So now we see a bunch of Boyles with the apostrophe here, Boyles King David, let's say, and then we go down to the way it's spelled right, and sure enough, there is a correctly placed King David. So there's 2 King Davids. One is the correct one with Boyles with an S apostrophe, and you go up here and you're going to see Boyles King David this way. Now, you might want to go right in here and go ahead and let me click him. And you look, he's got 1 offspring. He was ended by Hell Creek. And I might want to go in and just delete this dog. Okay? There are a couple of important things to keep in mind. As an administrator, you can see this. Nobody else can. Not a moderator, nobody. All right? There's other things you can see also, whether the dog is a core dog. You can change to whether it's a core dog here, and this will become yes, and then nobody can edit it but an administrator. You can change who made it. If I didn't want Hell Creek to make this and I wanted to put it as somebody else, I could put California Jack has made this dog and then just change created by, but that's not what this is about here. This is about the delete dog function, okay? So, I guess it wants me to do that, but I'm not going to. Anyway, if I delete this dog, what happens is this. It's not actually totally gone. It's still here. And that's because we don't want to create holes. We don't want to have its offspring just sitting out there. So I can activate this dog again so it's not really deleted from the database table, okay? So that's the important thing. Suppose I really want to get rid of this dog because there's already a King David here, but I notice he has an offspring. Now I can go into this offspring and take the time to hook it up to the other King David, or this is what I'm going to show you about, the true delete feature. This is where you truly get rid of a dog, and you do so by merging any of its offspring or any of its photographs. This one doesn't have one, but you merge all this into the right dog, so you've left not a hole, you've just redistributed the data into another dog, and then you can get rid of this guy comfortably. Okay, so let's go here and see how this is done. Rather than go to the search bulldog feature, what I'm instead going to do is go to the administrator control panel. I'm going to uncheck this. When you first get in here, it will look like this. There'll be nothing in here. And this is kind of complicated, but let me try to explain how this works. Before we created this administrator section, there were dogs already in here, and those are labeled legacy. If you click there, these are all of the dogs that were entered in before we implemented this feature, so we call them legacy. They just kind of got their permissions transferred. Okay, these are rejected dogs, dogs that were entered and that got deleted. As you can tell, they're already gone. In queue are the dogs that have been entered after we've done this. There's a whole lot to explain here. I don't want to explain everything under the sun at this point, but let's just say the main difference are legacy dogs that were here, dogs that are in queue waiting for acceptance. You can still see them because what we did when we first started this thing is we were going to ratify every dog that was put in here. Okay, what is this? I'm just looking at this guy's putting in all the same. I guess they're litter mates. Okay, so these are the ones that are waiting for approval, but we just gave them automatic approval because everybody was complaining and wondering why this and why that. So let's forget about this. And finally, these are accepted dogs, dogs that we have actually allowed on the, made a conscious decision to allow onto here. Okay. So if I take away that and we start again, let's just start with legacy. And I want to search for Boyle's dogs. Let's say if Mayday, if there are 3 Maydays or whatever, you would just write May for Mayday. And it would, anything with the name May would be in there. You can see a bunch of badly put, actually that would be Southern Kennel. Well, let's just stick to Boyle's for now. I'm getting ahead of myself. So I'm going to put boy for Boyle's. In this particular section, I only want to put in 3 letters. Okay? Enter part of the dog. And you filter. And now under legacy, all of the dogs, and this is going to come in with Boyle's here. So what I'm going to do, because there's so many different sections and I'm looking to get rid of all the Boyle's dogs that are duplicated, I'm going to check in queue, rejected, and accepted. And now all possible dogs with the BOY beginning are going to be displayed. So now I'm going to look for Boyle's King David. Okay. Here's the bad Boyle's King David. He has 1 offspring, no pictures. He was entered in by Hell Creek, and I guess it was approved. I don't know how the hell that happened. But you see here, these are the number of pups. These are the number of picks. Boyle's King David has 1 pup entered, no picks. He's not really that important. Now I could just delete him now, but more importantly, I can merge him into the other and correct Boyle's King David, which is down here. Where the hell did he go? There's a lot of Boyle's dogs. This is the correct King David, spelled with the S apostrophe, and that has 3 offspring, 1 photo. Okay, so let's go back up here to the bad one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start typing in Boyle's King David. And I'm going to put the and again, if you're fiddling with this, you have to have the sense to spell correctly yourself. So it doesn't do any good if you choose the wrong one. So we're going to go down here and we see Boyle's King David. Now what happens is when I delete this dog, everything that's in here, pictures, pups, everything gets flushed into him. Okay, so let's do that. All right, so that's 1 complete deletion of the wrong King David and filling up of the right one. Now let's take a look at another commonly messed up one. Boyle's, we got Boyle's Red Johnny. Our Shag was the genius here. Off of Handicap to Little Peaches. There's Handicap to Little Peaches. There's High Class Red Johnny. No S. Boyle's High Class Red Johnny. No pictures. This one has one pup. This one has nothing on it. And then we see the correct, where is he? Boyle's High Class Red Johnny. He's the correct one. He's got 35 pups and one picture. Okay. Make sure he's the only one. Yeah. All right. So this is the correct one, and we want to get rid of a couple of turds that are just sitting here wasting time. So we go into here, Boyle's High Class Red Johnny. So we go Boyle's, and we put the apostrophe, removing many idiots from the pool, and we choose the correct Boyle's High Class Red Johnny. We delete this one. He's gone. Whatever was in him, in that case is nothing, went into the other one. So now let's look at this other one, Boyle's Red Johnny. Same thing. We're going to have one pup dumped into there, and we're going to do the same thing. Make sure, this is kind of confusing. You want to make sure you go on the same row, okay? So this is Boyle's Red Johnny. Go straight across. Type again. High Class Red Johnny. Delete this one. He's gone forever. Everything that was in him automatically gets flushed into the right one. This was the quickest and most efficient way that my brother and I designed to handle all of the duplicates. It's just there's so many, we just said to hell with it, you know. But my thinking is if we get a couple of conscientious people to maybe work on, I don't know, 100 a week or something like that in several months, you can clean this up. The trouble is retards are going to continuously add bad dogs. People wonder why I get so frustrated, but they basically cause a lot of problems. So, you know, I'm sure I could find other ones, but this is just a tutorial to show you how you're going to merge and remove dogs. We have 4 levels of dogs. Dogs that are accepted, dogs that came in here and were neither accepted nor rejected, flat rejects, dogs that were entered that were neither approved nor rejected, but they were just entered after we came up with these features. When you're going to search for a dog, you're going to want to search in every one of them. Okay? Like let's say Southern, if I want to look for Mayday. Okay, now we're going to have pages and pages of stuff here. So let's say Southern Kennels Vicky, then there's going to be kennels with an apostrophe, kennels with nothing there, and then properly, there's 3 pages of Southern something or other. But you can see it's a lot of work to get all this stuff. No apostrophe, no apostrophe, no apostrophe. Idiot after idiot doesn't know how to use it right. Now we start getting people who know how to spell. That's awesome. There's Southern Kennels Bam Bam. So what happens if on the first page, let me go back. What happens on the first page if you find Bam Bam? Southern, there's no Southern Kennels Bam Bam, I guess. There's Southern Kennels Mayday, this idiot. Again, you could just put in, and then you can look for Mayday. That's the right one, spelled right. Okay, you got Mayday Junior. You want to make sure you hit the right one. Mayday. He doesn't have any offspring or pictures, so it doesn't make any difference, but this is the way you totally get rid of anything, and if it does have pictures in here or offspring, they will get appropriately plopped into the right Mayday. Okay, I could go on with this. You could probably spend 7 months working full-time getting this back the way it should be, but this is how you're going to do it, okay? So I hope this was helpful.